Hello, and welcome to our own personal vault. My name is Richard Stanford, Senior Community Manager here at Bethesda Softworks, and today is a very special day for Fallout 76 because we get to introduce you to the next major update for the game, as well as the biggest map expansion to Fallout 76 yet. Luckily for us, we have a great group of devs to talk about this with. So let's kick things off with a few introductions. Joining us from Bethesda Game Studios Austin, we have Fallout 76 Creative Director John Rush. Hey, John.
Hey, Richard. Thanks for having me.
And we also have Production Director Bill Lacoste. What's up, Bill?
Hey, Richard. Long time no see.
And then joining me here in the vault itself is lead designer Carl McKevitt. What's up, man?
How's it going, Richard? Hi, everybody.
All right, so now let's get started with the content. John, can you set the stage for this update? What do we have coming?
Oh, I can set the stage all right. Into this year, we've got Burning Springs, and it's poised to be one of our biggest updates ever. The new region is terrifyingly beautiful and feels very familiar to fans, drawing its main influences from Fallout 3 and New Vegas. This exciting new update features an entire new region to the northwest for players to explore with their friends and build upon. A new chapter to our Appalachian story, which takes place in Ohio. Welcome to Ohio, folks. Two exciting new public events in Gearing Up and Sinkhole Solutions that players can team up for in the new region for exciting experiences and exciting rewards. Fallout 76's 23rd consecutive season, 23rd, Blood and Rust. A new camp pet. We've got the Rad Hog, and they're proving to be a very invasive species. In a way, dog meat meets hog meat. Burning Springs is also bounty hunting. And who better to host an awesome feature like bounty hunting than the ghoul? Not a ghoul, Richard. The ghoul. The ghoul from the hit Fallout series has made his way to Appalachia, voiced by the one and only Walton Goggins.
Yes, and we have key art that you are seeing now. This is the official key art for our next major update to Fallout 76 Burning Springs. John, do you have anything to say about this amazing art?
It's amazing. What else needs to be said? I mean, check it out. We've got the ghoul, we've got rad hogs, we've got bounty hunting, we've got a big town built on a freeway overpass that we'll talk about. It's got everything for everyone.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. All right, so Bill, a couple of days ago, you and I were having a conversation just about all of the updates that have arrived that we've released for Fallout 76 and how it all kind of like has built to this moment of us doing Burning Springs. Would you be able to talk to that a little bit more?
Yeah, I'll keep it brief, but we've done a lot over the past year. So, just starting off with the end of last year with raids, the Gleaming Depths. We brought Gleaming Depths into Appalachia, where a lot of our high-level players and even mid-level players could come in, get new 4-star legendaries, and embark on a really impactful and fun raid with their friends. We also dropped in the ability to play as a ghoul, and that brought in just a new level of play in terms of like the types of loadouts that players could have, the types of weapons they were picking to use, the types of perks and legendary perks they decided to go with, and that just brought more and more systems into the game. Following that, we brought fishing in, and as John likes to say, anywhere you can swim, you can fish. So we brought a ton of different fish. We had local legends. We have glowing fish, rare fish, common fish, uncommon fish, all throughout the area. So you can basically just travel throughout the wasteland. And there's also challenges applied to those as well. We also brought in axolotls, and we release a seasonal axolotl every month. So now I think we are on the fourth one? Fourth one now. So yeah, and again, just another system that we continue to drop into this game to make it more expansive, make it more fun, and also that's something we can continue to plan on supporting in the future with new things, as you'll see coming up. After that, we also did the camp revamp, and that was a huge update here. That was about 3 weeks ago now. And we allowed the ability to relax some of the building rules so players could place things freely throughout their camp, which made some of the more rockier areas of the world easier to build camps within. And and then the whole UI system that we redesigned there. We have over 6,000 camp items in the game now, and so that ability to go through that list now and see things categorized and subcategorized, and then see all the variations really clearly made it a lot easier for folks to come in and build camps and also move things around their camps. And they've also created a ton of amazing camps. I know John and I have seen things like robots that got created recently. Just amazing creativity out of the community. I like to think that I'm a pretty decent camp builder myself, but then I jump into the world, and John kind of disagrees. He's kind of mid. I'm kind of mid. Okay, yeah, we're mid. But jump into the world and start looking at some of these people's camps, and it's just like, okay, yeah, you're really good. I'm terrible. Great job, great work. Hopefully they submit them as best builds, and some of them do, and I go in and vote for them, of course. And so yeah, and then kind of some of the sub changes that have happened throughout the year too, that have actually spanned it across the whole year, have been things like combat rebalance and perk balancing. We've removed some of the unnecessary perks, or perks that didn't have as much impact as we thought they would have, and kind of retune them a little bit, move them to different specials. We also did a lot of combat rebalancing with a lot of the different weapons to kind of bring some of the lower performing weapons up to a performing level. So now you can actually play the game as you want to play it. We didn't really like the fact that players were having to chase for a particular meta weapon, and it's like, okay, you have to have a fixer, you have to have an auto axe, or you have to have a Gatling plasma gun. It's like we wanted players to be able to play the game as they saw fit, whether it was one-handed, two-handed, automatics, pistols, anything like that. And so a lot of those changes have really come in and made the game much stronger and a lot more balanced. And even on the gameplay side, now actually aiming LMGs and some of the more automatic weapons that had a really huge spread, that's been tightened up quite a bit. So now it's a lot easier to play, and it's a lot more fun to run around. And now that kind of brings us up to where we are now. All of these systems kind of play into Burning Springs now. And that's kind of the whole point, is to continue to build on these systems, make them better, iterate them on them throughout the year, and then bring them into a major update coming out here in early December. And yeah, that's kind of the rundown.
It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I think the players have absolutely seen the amount of work and effort that the team has been putting in for this past year. I know on the combat side alone, we've had to own separate articles just to host all of the combat patch notes. And it's been amazing, too, getting all of the feedback from the players during the PTS sessions to help us kind of make sure that we're fine-tuning and we're working on and we're iterating again on these larger systems. All right, let's get into Burning Springs now. All right, so new content. Carl, tell the people about the quest line that will bring them into Burning Springs.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
Funny enough, it all centers on the origins of the axolotls. That is it's not. So, as mentioned, this takes place in Ohio. It's all about the introduction of not just this new region, but a new threat to our overall story that's happening in Appalachia. You'll be introduced to a character called the Rust King. We are all really big fans of how he turned out. We can't wait for players to get a look at him. But it's going to be about kind of working with him, learning about the ins and outs of surviving within Burning Springs. It's a very cutthroat environment. I liken it to a pressure cooker for the wasteland. It kind of feels like you've been transported a few hundred years in the future in the Fallout universe. So you get that feeling that you got from like Fallout 3, where the depravity is at an all-time high. So it takes you all around that region. It gives you a good introduction to it, and it also sets up the Rust King as a character that I would anticipate we might see more of in the future. He's a pretty cool guy, but yeah, it's an exciting new direction that we're going in, and I can't wait for players to check it out.
Me too. So, can you share a little bit more about what players should expect to do along this main quest line?
Yeah, so you may have seen in the key art there's that kind of building or that structure that's on top of the highway. That's called Highway Town. That is your primary hub for most of the content. We'll talk about bounty hunting. That does take place there, but the quest also sends you there as well. It's kind of the center point of the region that you can go to the different kind of sub-biomes of. So the quest will take you up there to introduce you to some people that live within there, and then also take you on challenges all throughout the region to do more of the brave and mighty things that the Rust King wants to see out of the player. But yeah, it's I don't want to spoil too much. There's some pretty cool moments in there, though. A variety of characters that you get to meet, and yeah, a lot of Rust King, which is always a good thing.
Which is honestly perfect that you're mentioning Rust King right now. And I know you just say you don't want to spoil too much, but we all love the Rust King, and we know that players are going to love the Rust King.
Yep.
So could you share a little bit more details about the Rust King and how he ended up in Ohio?
Well, I'm not going to tell you how he got there.
Okay.
But I will tell you a bit about what makes him special, why we like him so much. So we've seen intelligent super mutants in the past in this series. Often we lean into the idea that they're kind of gentle giants. The smarter they get, we often see them being either scientists or they're interested in poetry. Well, the Rust King kept a lot of his intelligence, but he kept the heart of a raider. And that makes him a super violent, super threatening guy. And it's really interesting to see a big super mutant speak the way that the Rust King speaks and still have that terrifying presence to him.
I love it. I love it so much. It's going to be so much fun. But, all right, so you mentioned, we talked about the zone. We talked about where players are going to go and what type of content that they should expect. You also mentioned bounty hunting. John, bounty hunting. Why bounty hunting and why now?
Well, as you can imagine, a region like Burning Springs, there's going to be a lot of nefarious folks around there. So bounty hunting is a great way for our players to help clean up the wasteland and get a few extra caps in their pocket at the same time. So bounty hunting takes off in the sprawling settlement of Highwaytown that Carl was mentioning. Highwaytown located in the middle of the new region, Burning Springs. Highwaytown is a huge community hub, teeming with bustle and a lot of hustle. And the word around the wasteland is there's a ghoul somewhere around here paying caps for some work. I could use a few extra caps. What about you, Richard?
Absolutely.
Once you arrive, make sure to visit a watering hole named The Last Resort to see if you can round up those few extra caps. The ghoul seems to be conducting some business towards the back, and after a quick look over, if he feels he can make use of your unique skills, will offer up some of those lower level bounties that aren't really worth his time. Those lower level bounties are called grunt hunts. And he has plenty of these contracts to offload to players, providing a steady source of experience, caps, and legendary items. For the more daring among us, a tougher contract can be bought outright. The ghoul never has qualms about separating a vault dweller from their caps. These more prestigious contracts are called headhunts. Players also have the chance to earn these when successfully completing grunt hunts. A headhunt is a special bounty hunting contract. It's a public event where everyone within earshot can join. The main target is as tough as they come, and players cannot do it alone. Like grunt hunts, headhunts can be a steady source of experience, caps, and legendary items, however, on a much, much grander scale. Completed headhunts additionally give our bounty hunters the chance to earn one of dozens of unique new mods benefiting human and ghoul play styles alike. Once again, building upon updates that we've done previously this year. Grunt hunts and headhunts are unique experiences to the new Burning Springs region and take place randomly in one of 20 preset custom locations across the new region. Thematically resonant with the ghoul and the awesome new region of Burning Springs, bounty hunting is destined to be a hit with our players.
Thanks, John. Carl, can we talk about the mods a little bit more?
Yeah, sure. So we're doing something a little bit different with the rewards that you get from bounty hunting. So we're adding some new 1, 2, and 3-star mods to the mix of weapons that'll drop after you do headhunts. As John mentioned, they adhere towards the ghoul playstyle or the human playstyle, but there's just some new stuff that's mixed in there as well. So if you want to get your hands on those, if you want to learn the recipes, play lots of headhunts, those will start dropping from them. And we're excited to mix things up a little bit.
Yeah, and good thing for you, all of the legendary mods will be listed out in our patch notes for the PTS arriving tomorrow. All right, so we've talked about bounty hunting, we've talked about Burning Springs, we've talked about the Rust King. Let's talk about the new events. Carl,
Yes.
Take me through them.
We got 2 new events. We have Gearing Up, which is about gearing up as the name would imply, a death clause. So the Rust King, part of his whole army is that he likes to have tamed death claws that are wearing armor. You'll see them throughout the region. They're super ferocious. They're awesome. Quick tip, if you see them, they have a tamer with them. If you ever see a Deathclaw tamer, shoot that tamer and watch what happens. It's very fun. But the Deathclaws himself, somebody's got to dress him up. Somebody's got to teach him the ropes. So that's what you'll do as a player during Gearing Up. It takes place in a junkyard. It's really cool. It's very explosive. The second event, called Sinkhole Solutions, takes place in a dried lake bed that's kind of turned into a sinkhole. It is very metal, is what I'll say. There is lots of fire, sandstorms. You're fighting rad scorpions. Super cool, very ambient thing. It's another fun event. Both of them really focus on the feedback that we know from players, which is they want to kill lots of stuff and they want some reliable legendary weapons that come out of it. So both of these, we make sure that you get enough legendaries out of them. You get a good reward for joining it, and it's also just a lot of fun without some weird, confusing objectives or anything. It's all pretty straightforward. Protect the thing, kill the thing. It's really cool.
Sounds perfect. Yeah. Thank you. And that's not all either. Bill, we also have some other updates coming to Burning Springs too, right?
Yeah, for sure. Specifically about those legendary mods. No, I am not going to give you my favorite because every time I give you my favorite, it gets cut. So I'm going to save that for another time. But yeah, so when it comes to fishing, one of the pieces of feedback we've gotten over the past is every time we would drop a new system or new level of interaction, it'd be like, hey, are we going to continue supporting that? Add new stuff to it. And we were like, yeah, sure. And then we didn't. And so with fishing, we've said, no, we got to stop doing that. So yes, with the new region now, we've got new fish, we've got new local legends, new places to fish, of course, and new places to set up your fishing camps. So that's one big change. We also have what you will find throughout the world called Abraxo cases. And once you pick one of those up, or if you happen to just travel into Athens, it's going to kick off a quest called Dirty Laundry. And by collecting these, I'm not going to give you the whole story of it, but by collecting these and finishing off the quest, you're actually going to get a really cool gun at the end of that. So that's another major element here.
Yeah, giving people a really good reason to kind of like go out and explore the world and collect items by putting a really valuable reward at the end. That's so good. Guys?
I was going to say that we only have one local legend, but now I want to have it so that we had two, but we cut one because Bill talked about it. That's going to be the official legend of what happened there.
Nice job, Bill.
Yeah.
Yep. My bad. Sorry, everybody. My fault.
Sounds like, though, guys, we have a lot of content coming for Burning Springs, our biggest map expansion yet. So for you all watching at home, many of your favorite Fallout 76 content creators right about now, I think, should be releasing their own videos and impressions about the content you just heard about. So make sure you head on over to YouTube or to their social platforms and support them and watch their videos. It's going to be really fun. If you play on PC, the Burning Springs public test server begins tomorrow. Keep an eye on our Fallout and Bethesda Game Studios social channels for more information about the patch notes and to know when everything goes live. Now, there has become a tradition whenever we're doing kind of interviews with devs, every time we have a new dev, we ask them a very specific question. Now, Carl, this question is for you because you're the new dev here.
Okay.
Where do you stand on the eating axolotl or saving axolotl debate?
Just need to let you all know we're keeping a list. We know who you are. If you've eaten the axolotls, you're on that list. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, that's the type of energy that I haven't received that type of response from any other devs yet. So
it's the last time you're going to get to see me on a call. So.
Wait, is he keeping a list, like a friends list for people that have eaten axolotls, or is he keeping a list of like the naughty list for people that have eaten axolotls?
I'll let you be the judge of that.
Perfect. All right, that's it for us today. We'll see you around the wasteland.